Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Mixtape Matinee. I'm your host, Cole.
And I'm Court.
And today we have another guest on the show. We have my brother, Hadley. Hadley, introduce yourself to the audience out there.
What's up, everybody? I'm Hadley, Cole's brother, here with the album choice.
Well, thanks. Yeah, what's something about yourself, though, other than the fact that you're my brother?
I like to dirt bike. It's a little bit different than what Cole likes to do, but that's one of my things. Enjoy that.
Nice.
Have you ever been dirt biking, Court?
No,
Yeah.
I have never gone on a dirt bike before. I'll have to admit. Do you jumps and like?
I don't do any jumps. I like more of the mountains.
The
riding.
mountain,
yeah,
type
trail
stuff?
riding. Yeah,
Oh, nice. Oh, I bet that's really fun.
it's awesome.
I bet it's way cool.
Yeah.
Love it.
Well, I wanted to have Hadley on because Hadley listens to a lot of different types of music other than me, and it's a little bit different from Court and I's tastes a little bit. Like right before we started, Court, you were actually telling me.
Well, yeah, like this is definitely like I definitely out of the three of us listen to the most mellow stuff.
Oh, definitely.
Like generally speaking, I'm listening to like indie folk stuff. So this was definitely like outside of my wheelhouse. But I'm glad to push the boundaries and horizons of my musical repertoire.
I knew this was gonna push you guys just a little bit.
Yeah.
For Cole, maybe not so much, but I know it's outside of his comfort zone too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Well, the album that we're going to talk about is actually, it's a band that Hadley already knew about, and it's a band called Knocked Loose. And this album that we decided to choose, I kind of chose it, I guess, for Hadley suggested Knocked Loose, and then I kind of suggested this album just because it's the most recent one, and I actually had a lot of my music friends talk about it. And I'd never heard of Knocked Loose really before. I think you probably mentioned it, but then I just never bothered to look.
But
I never bothered to look it up. And then anyway, I've heard a lot of rumblings in the music community about it, and so I was like, oh, this would be a great opportunity to talk about it and to listen to their music. So
It's got a little bit of a longer name.
yeah, the album is called You Won't Go Before You're Supposed To. And it came out on May 10th of
I have
2024.
an interesting fact about where that name comes from.
Oh, do you?
So apparently the lead singer was on an airplane that started to have some major problems.
Oh.
And this woman turned to him and tried to comfort him and say, listen, you won't go before you're supposed to.
Really?
And that's where the name of the album comes from.
I have not heard that.
Oh,
Yeah.
so he had a near-death experience.
He had a near-death experience on an airplane.
Where did you find that at, Corey?
It was just, I was looking at reviews for the album,
Uh-huh.
and it was, let me pull it up, metalinjection.net. Yeah.
It's a good source of metal info.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Yeah.
Well, Hadley, can you tell us a little bit about Knocked Loose? And I guess how you found them, your experience with them.
Yeah. Knocked Loose is a 5-piece band out of Kentucky. I think they're technically a hardcore band, but they have different elements within a lot of metalcore and some deathcore that they add into, which I like. They mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, this new one, I definitely heard the metalcore, but I also heard just hardcore punk influence, infused. To me, it just sounded like hardcore mixed with metalcore. But I don't. Is that's usually what they go for?
That is that's generally what they have, but they'll add in their previous EP. It had a lot of deathcore elements into it. They add a lot of heavier stuff, I think, than hardcore, and so lead singer is Brian Garris, and then they have 2 guitarists, a bassist, and the drummer.
And I was reading that this new album, they had a new guitar player that was new, like a new member.
Yeah, I think so. And he does have some vocals on this album, but it's more of the background. You can't really.
Is he the guy that does all the guttural stuff?
That's Isaac Hale. He's the one that's been with them forever.
Oh,
and
okay.
he adds I think it's an awesome addition to their songs.
Is that the deeper voice?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that's that guttural one.
Really deep.
Yeah,
But he's not the main singer, right?
No.
That's, yeah.
The high pitch he's more of the high pitch. That's their lead vocalist. And then the real deep
Yeah.
is Isaac Hale, the guitarist.
Okay. And then I thought it was interesting. It features Poppy.
Poppy, yeah.
That was so
That
crazy.
that's a wild addition. I guess
Yeah.
she actually approached them.
Really?
And they wanted to do something different. And her song that she's on actually, I think, goes really well in her vocals. Where
Yeah.
it fits the song really
It's
well.
actually one of the songs I chose.
Is it?
But yeah. So, yeah, I definitely agree.
Yeah, I think it blends pretty well. I will say I think I started listening to Knock Loose about 2 years ago. And the first time I heard him, I actually hated it.
You did?
Really?
There's something about his vocals that I did not enjoy, but I kept looking into their older stuff, and they're probably one of my favorite bands now. I listen to them a lot. If you
that's
haven't
cool.
heard them, you need to go back and listen to their previous albums, Laugh Tracks, and it's a great album.
His vocals are kind of, I don't know if it's on the older ones, but they sound really strained. Is that kind of the thing that you didn't like about it? Because it's screaming, but it also feels like it's like,
Well, it's kind
I
of
don't
almost a punky voice.
It's more the hardcore style. I think it's
Yeah.
more it's a high pitch that I didn't really enjoy.
okay.
But
That's what I was
the
wondering.
more I listen to it, I mean it's different than anybody vocals that I really know of, and I like it.
it's pretty
Yeah.
unique.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are pretty unique. I have to agree. So Hadley, out of this album, what are, I guess, your top 3 songs that you want to kind of highlight?
So I might have different choices. I don't know what everybody else chose, obviously, but "Don't Reach for Me" is one of the heavier songs that I really, really like that song.
Don't reach for me! No lies can spread! Come and turn right back! I will cut off your son! Don't reach for me!
The Calm That Keeps You Awake, I really like.
I chose that one too.
It has some electronic elements that they don't
Yeah.
really play with, and I thought that was kind of cool.
That keeps you awake!
And then Sit and Mourn, I gotta say, is probably my favorite.
Oh, the
It's
last one.
It's a
Okay.
perfect song, I think, to end the album on.
I
And
totally agree.
it builds and drops, and the topic about that song, I think, makes it that much better.
Collecting chaos of every memory. All I left with is all I know. Finding my own time to sit and learn. Grief that scratch but will not show. Every season wide. My only window. Run back by a voice unknown. You won't go before you're supposed to.
Yeah, you chose 2 of the same ones I chose, actually. I chose The Calm That Keeps You Awake as well. And like you said, the electronic elements
Yeah.
were really cool. in
I
that
thought
one.
it was awesome.
Yeah.
That that last song I thought was really interesting. It's definitely different from some of the other songs. They add in a lot of different elements. Like when I was listening to it, well, one of the first things I noticed is that it's the longest track on
Yes,
the album.
It is.
Sit and Mourn.
And, yeah, and this album is really not that long. It's like, what, 27 minutes? And there's like 10
It's a
songs.
pretty short album.
Yeah,
So, I
it
mean,
is.
if you round that out, that's like 2.5 minutes, like average. But this song I liked. I like how it starts slow. It has kind of that they use a lot of delay in the guitars, and there's different parts to the song. So it starts slow and then it goes heavier, and then as the song progresses, then it kind of goes back.
That's what I
back
liked
down.
about it. I really liked the dynamics of it.
Mm-hmm.
And the song is about not really knowing how to process the loss of a loved one.
Mm-hmm.
And I just, the way that the production and the layout of the song, I think, fit really well.
Yeah, I also really liked how there was like those cool little harmonic guitar parts that they
Yeah.
used near at the end, because for most of the album you don't really hear those. There are a few moments on some of the songs where there's, I can't really do it, but
Yeah.
they're really loud and kind of percussive almost. in a
How do
way.
you do that effect? Like,
It's almost like doing harmonics, but you most of the time when you're doing a sting like that, you use two different strings at the same time
oh,
to get that, and you have to get it kind of perfect to get the right tone.
yeah.
So it takes a lot of technical skill, and that's something that I really appreciate about this album, especially the drumming. Some crazy technical drumming. I don't know who the drummer is, but
Well, it sounds super polished.
Yeah.
They have gotten so much better, but the drumming and guitar has always been top notch, I think, and that's why I really got into them. I think they're really good.
Yeah, I definitely agree with the drumming. I loved the percussion. Actually, on both albums, that was my main highlight was the drums.
Yep.
So
yeah. Another interesting thing about this album that I found out when I was doing the research is the guy that produced this album. I looked up some of the other albums that he had produced before, and he actually does a lot with metalcore, but he's also done a lot in the hip hop
Oh, really?
music scene. And so that was kind of interesting. And he's also done like different new metal bands. Like new metal is kind of like Korn and System of a Down,
Okay.
things like that. And I could kind of hear a little bit of the new metal, a little bit of that sound in there.
In the production.
Yeah,
Who was it? Who's the producer?
the producer, his name is Drew Folk,
Okay.
also known as Wizard BLD.
Okay.
So he's a Grammy-nominated producer, and he's worked with Knocked Loose, Disturbed, A Day to Remember, Lil Wayne, and Motionless in White, who is also featured on this album.
Which
with
is
the song.
my least favorite song, by the way.
Is it
Which
Slaughterhouse?
One was
Slaughterhouse.
Oh, Slaughterhouse 2?
Slaughterhouse 2.
Really?
Have you
I-
listened to that band before? Do you know anything about that band?
So I think I kind of, I don't know if I thought it was cheesy, but Motionless in White put out a song called Slaughterhouse with Brian Garris.
Oh, okay.
I
Oh.
don't necessarily like the fact that they said Slaughterhouse 2, and then the song is okay, but so Slaughterhouse, the song is about capitalism, and it's not necessarily the topic that I don't like. It's more the fact that they,
It's just overt.
yeah,
And
it was
so it
just
makes
like,
it a little- It's like
Slaughterhouse
It's like in your
2.
face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
get
think
what
it's
you-
cool that they're working with other people because they haven't.
Yeah. Well,
I don't like Motionless in White that much,
uh-huh.
and
Well, that song "Suffocate" was one of my top 3 for the album because I liked that one. I thought that it was freaking heavy.
Oh, wait, those are two different ones.
yeah,
No, Slaughterhouse 2, like the
Oh,
song.
you accidentally said Suffocate.
Oh, sorry. I meant to say Slaughterhouse 2 is one of my favorite songs on the album. I just thought it was I thought it was like one of the heavier songs on the album, and it's very melodic, and a lot of the guitar parts match the vocal melodies. I guess I didn't really look up the lyrics very much, but like as far as the music, I thought it was an interesting song because it is a little different, and you can tell with the feature that it's not their like normal thing that they would do. But
yeah, it's not. Yeah, I think it's just the fact that they just replayed it, I guess, instead of having a new song because it's a similar song.
Oh, is it?
Oh, it's really similar.
It's not
Oh.
it's not the same lyrics, but
Does it
it's
sound
pretty
the
close.
same?
It's pretty close. Obviously, Motionless in White put out the original, and so the music is a little bit different. It seems like the same song, and so I didn't like
think
that.
it's a little lazy, a little bit.
It seemed like it to me, but that might be a hot take. I don't know.
Well, and then the other song you mentioned, "Don't Reach for Me," that was also, I think that was my favorite song.
See,
on
and
the
that's
album.
that's the heaviest song that I think is on there.
Yeah, it's probably between those two, but
because that one is pretty brutal in my opinion.
yeah, that song is my favorite song on the album.
The breakdowns in "Don't Reach for Me," I think that's the main reason why, for sure, it's in the top 3. I really like the breakdowns.
Yeah, and the thing about this album too that I like is, so like I said at the beginning of the episode, is that so they use metal core and then mix it with punk, but in most of the songs, and especially in this one and "Don't Reach for Me," they'll intercut blast beats and then switch really hard to like punk beats. So they'll do and then they switch up the beats a lot, and then they do this thing where they do a lot of really hard stops where they'll just hit a note and then I think it has to do a lot with the editing, but just cutting out like the whole sound, right, with kind of like those one hits.
Yeah.
That song specifically has a lot of them, a lot of those in there. And then just the breakdown part, yeah, like Hadley said, is heavy. And then there's this one part where it's just the drums and bass that are right in your face. And then as the song progresses, then there's this other drum part that's it's also like a halftime part, but it's very sparse. Like the drummer's only pretty much just hitting a constant beat on the hi-hat, and then like just it's like almost like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like slower than it's like it has this feel. It's like way slower than any of the other breakdowns, but it's not any slower because he's still keeping the beat. But the fact that he's only really hitting the bass drum and snare really sparsely, it gives it a totally different feel.
If you go back to their album "A Different Shade of Blue," I feel like they do that a lot.
Oh, do they?
Oh, interesting.
That's a pretty heavy album. And then their EP, "A Tear in the Fabric of Life," that one, I think they added the most. And if you look it up, they have a short film that goes along with that EP.
Oh,
it's an animated short film, so everybody should look that up. It's pretty cool.
So did they just have a friend animate that, or
I'm
did
not
somebody
sure
in the
who did
band make it?
I don't think it was a person in the band. I think they hired that one out. But it's
It goes
animated.
along with each of the songs.
Yep, it
Yeah.
plays
Oh,
along
wow.
plays along with the songs.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
One of the reasons why I like this album so much, and that I wasn't used to listening to this type of music or this band, is the fact that every single song on this album has amazing breakdown parts. Like every song does.
Yeah.
And it's not just one breakdown part. They like have one section where they do it, and then they go back to the original part, main part, and then they switch it up, and then it's like a different breakdown part. Did you guys notice that?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's definitely
I
true.
was like, how many breakdown parts can they write? It's like amazing.
I don't know the technical wording for all of it, but yeah, you can tell when you're listening to it.
They're changing
They
it up.
changed.
Even
Yeah,
like
their
even
tempo
when,
changes and all that is pretty wild.
and that's why it was so fun to listen to.
Yeah.
Is because of all those different
I agree.
and you can hear all the different influences.
I thought this was interesting. In this same article for Metal Injection, it says that this album leans hard into the theme of being haunted by forsaken belief. I didn't when I was listening to it, I didn't pick up on that.
Blinding Faith kind of gets into
You
that.
could see that?
It kind of gets into that topic
Yeah,
a little bit.
That's interesting.
Well, then
yeah.
the fact that like the album cover, you see it's like a neon cross.
Yeah.
Like someone standing before it.
Yeah.
Like I think right from the get-go, as far as a visual thing, you know, kind of what the album is about.
to cue you
and,
in.
Yeah, and then also the album title. And then the fact that you just told us that story about having
Being
him
on
having
the
a near
airplane.
death like
Yeah.
experience, it almost like it like elevates
Yeah.
like it elevates the message of the album, what they're going for. And also it just makes me think that it's definitely a concept album, and there's a lot of themes that they're talking about in.
I tried to look it up, but in the song "Take Me Home," at the end they have a song right at the end. It's by a country singer, Rex Allen.
Over 3 hills I soon will go to that dear one whom I love so. It won't be long till I am there, and with you my life I will share.
was trying to look.
Really?
It was a little add-on.
Yep.
I think the song is called "Over Three Hills."
Yep,
but
that's
I
what it
thought
is.
that was
Interesting.
It's from 1949.
was an awesome little
It's like a little sample.
way to end the
I
the
didn't
song
even
with that
realize
sample.
that it was like because it's pretty short. It's just a little.
Yeah.
And it comes out of nowhere because it's completely not the sound that
The
you're.
same.
I thought it was cool. I thought it was a cool way to end that
That's
song.
cool.
It is cool. And did you listen to it all the way through?
I couldn't look. I couldn't find the song.
It's
I
on.
didn't have enough
It's
time.
on YouTube,
Okay.
and it's not on Spotify. But I looked it up, and at least the specific one that they use, because you can. I think there's different covers or different versions on Spotify, but it's a love song. And I was thinking, like when I first heard it, in the context of the album, I was thinking like, oh, this is like an old like religious gospel song, but it's not. It's just like a country love song. That was kind of interesting because let's see, that song. I didn't read. Did you guys read the lyrics for "Take Me Home"? Is there anything that has to deal with love in it? Or
I can look it up right now. I did look up the lyrics. I don't remember exactly what.
That has to do with the country song.
Yeah, I was just curious what the lyrics were for that song. If it's just, or maybe they used it because of that. Like they were just trying to get that type of feel. Because I was thinking that it was an old gospel song. That song, the guitar part is really interesting because it's totally different from the heavy distortion on a lot of the songs. It's more stripped back, more like a clean tone. And yeah, it's a creepy little.
Eerie guitar.
I
Like
think
part.
the point of the sample is just because the song does start off kind of eerie and it ends on an eerie note. I don't think that the lyrics for each song really blend. I think it's more just
okay.
the sound of the sample, I would imagine.
Just the feeling
But
that they were going for, like a juxtaposition feeling from.
that's what it makes it seem like, but I guess I don't
Well,
really know.
the last verse before it goes to that sample, it says, "Take me home now. No matter where I go, the dark finds out. Take me home now. Please take me home." And then it goes, "Forget, over 3 hills, I soon will go." It almost sounds like somebody's like passing on.
Yeah,
That's
maybe
kind of
it's-
like the vibe I'm
yeah,
getting from it.
and
Like,
maybe
take
we're
me home.
and maybe we're just reading into it
That's
a little
true.
too because we
Definitely
could
could
be.
be.
But
Yeah.
oh, the other thing that I really quick I wanted to something that I thought was really cool when I was listening to the album is the song "Suffocate" and "Blinding Faith." They both throw in a reggaeton beat. That's
Yeah.
like it's a Latin beat. It's the boom chip 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 chip. They throw that in, like
Which I thought was really cool.
Remember, me and
Yeah.
Court were actually listening to it, and I was like,
Yeah.
what? Remember that in the car? I was
Yeah.
like, what the heck? It's a reggaeton beat. I was
Yeah.
like, that was crazy. when
Well,
they
and I
threw that.
chose "Suffocate" as one of my songs, like I was
Yeah.
saying earlier, because that's the one that Poppy's featured on.
Yeah.
And this song, for some reason, just got me pumped. And like every time it goes, there's this part where it goes, "Suffocate!" Obviously, I can't do justice to it, but it just gets you pumped. And then Poppy comes in with her interesting vocals.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't have anything like super technical to say about it. I did like the drums and the unique beat
Yeah.
that Cole was talking about.
I also like how in Moss Covers All, how that creepy guitar part, it ends on that song and then it goes right into
Plays
Take Me
into the
Home.
next one.
So it kind of plays
Oh,
into,
yeah.
and the fact that Moss Covers All is just like this really fast blast beat song. Like it's just like really short and super fast. I like that a lot. And then did you guys also notice the other thing of note that I thought was cool was in Blinding Faith, they also have that part where he does the pig squeal vocal thing.
That was my favorite part of that song for sure.
because they only do it
well,
once in the
is
album.
that
so.
that's not the lead singer?
That's a
though.
guitar player.
Yeah.
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 He does that guttural kind of pig squeal thing.
Wait, that's a guitar.
Well, it's
No.
a guitar. I mean, it's
Oh,
a
it's the
guitarist.
guitarist.
That's his vocals.
I was like, wait,
Yeah.
what? I
Yeah.
was like, how is a guitar doing
He's the
that?
guitarist.
No, he-
yeah.
No.
That's a
Yeah.
awesome addition to that song, I felt.
Where he's like,
Yeah, I can't do it, but
I
it's,
can't
it's
either.
pretty cool. It's a cool technique.
no, it is cool. Yeah.
Well, was there anything else that you guys wanted to mention about this album before we move on? Or
I guess before we go to the next album, the one thing I would say is this album compared to the next album felt more melodic and felt more like the sound was more diverse. to
I
me.
would agree with that. For
And
sure.
it also sounded more polished.
It is the production on it's
Yeah.
very polished. It's a
Yeah.
very polished sound.
And basically the last thing I'll say is like this is just definitely an energy boost of an album. Like if you listen to it, be prepared to be injected with a lot of pumped up energy.
Yeah.
It's a great song to listen to in the car and just turn it up. I felt it's
Which
awesome.
song?
The whole album.
whole album,
The
okay.
whole album is
Yeah.
is a great one to listen to while you're driving.
And at first, I'll be honest, the vocals kind of were a little off-putting. It's like, but
But it does grow
But
on
as
you.
as I kept listening to it for this podcast, I was like, oh, and it doesn't even bother me that much either. Like for me, the music's like, just like so
Yeah.
heavy.
Yeah.
I loved it. This was a great one to talk about. But I'm definitely gonna check out some of their other albums. So everybody do the same. Go check out Knock Loose.
Check them out.
Okay, let's move on to the next album. So the album that I decided to pair with the Knocked Loose album was from the hardcore punk band Bib, who are from Omaha, Nebraska. And this band is a 5-piece, and which I think you said Knocked Loose was a 5-piece, right?
Yep, they're a
so
5-piece.
that's a little bit of a similarity there. But the album that I picked is their only album that they have out, and it's called Delux. It came out February 21st of 2020. And it was released through Popwig Records. And this album is also really short. It's 19 minutes long with 9 songs. So these songs are even more short than the Knocked Loose album. I'm trying to remember how I actually think Tabitha showed me these guys. And Tabitha has been listening to a lot of punk music recently. And I think she just was listening to some punk artists, and I think this just was recommended on Spotify. That's how she found it. And then the song that she showed me was The Fool, which is from this album. And that's kind of the reason why I picked this album to pair with, because of the influence that we talked about with Knock Loose having the hardcore punk influence. I just thought maybe I'll just pick this one. This is like straight up hardcore punk. And the fact that it's from Nebraska, which
Well, and it feels pretty metal adjacent itself, to be honest. Like, it doesn't feel purely like punk to me, but...
Oh, this definitely is like hardcore
It
punk.
is hardcore to the max.
And one of the main differences, I mean, the energy level is up there, but like we were talking about with the production style of Knock Loose, that's very polished, whereas this is very not polished. It's got some rough edges to it, but it gives it a little bit of character, and I like that a lot.
The vocals throughout, to me, seem to have some kind of effect on them.
Yeah, it's
They're
delayed.
distorted. It feels
Yeah,
like.
oh, is that what it is?
And they're
It's
delayed.
And it
It's
almost
just
sounds like
like-
they're static, too, with the vocals. Is that...
It could just be they're using not a super nice mic, and he's probably
Yeah.
holding it and walking around in the studio.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
to give it that live
It does
that
have
live
a
sound,
more, like, less polished sound to... More lo-fi, almost. Like, I don't...
It is lo-fi, and they might have recorded the tape, but
I also think that the low quality sound adds to it, in my opinion. I think it makes
Yeah.
it sound more hardcore, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
yeah, this is definitely
It's not a criticism.
no, it's not. Yeah, this is like a band you go to see, and then you're like, man, I love their music. Let me get a cassette, one of your cassettes,
Yeah.
and like because it has that sound. They might have recorded the tape. I don't know, but yeah, the main thing that you're hearing with his vocals is delay, and that's on like all of the songs,
Yeah.
which for like hardcore punk, that's very interesting because
Yeah.
most of the time they're just doing straight in vocals. They don't put any distortion or
They have pretty
effects
stripped
on
down
it.
vocals in
Yeah, the
punk.
fact that it's a unique choice that
Yeah.
he puts long delay on his vocals. But so let's talk about. I'll talk about my 3 favorites, and then you guys can chip in and add your thoughts, and then later I'll let you kind of share if you had any others. But like I said, The Fool, that was the first song that I picked, so that's my first pick. So the song starts with this basic drum beat, and then there's this rest, and then the drums come in right when the vocals come in, so they come at the same time, and it just hits hard, and he just goes, "Bleh!" And then like you hear the decay of the delay on his vocals, and it is a satisfying sound. And it's most of this song is kind of a slow, steady beat with a slow, steady riff. There is a part halfway through where it changes up and it gets faster. And then the main lyric of the song is "Always the Fool," and I think this song is kind of, he almost says it in a self-deprecating way. A lot of the lyrics on this album are very hard to understand, and I tried to look up the lyrics, but they don't have it posted anywhere, so I really don't know what he's saying in most of the songs.
Yeah, I have no idea.
He definitely doesn't enunciate that well, and so it's pretty hard to listen.
Yeah, that's why I was able to.
hear.
I did pick out that part though. "Always the Fool." He sings that during the chorus of the song, or what you could consider a chorus. But halfway through the song, it gets faster, and there's this. When I was listening to it, as far as the riffs that they used, there was this one part that near the end or near the middle of the song that reminds me of like old metal, almost kind of like Motorhead. It's almost like a Motorhead kind of riff.
I can see where you're coming with that.
Yeah.
I can tell with that one.
And then the song ends with like this slow chugging guitar and then like the slow beat again that it starts out with. But yeah, I wonder. I'm really curious to know if Motorhead is like an influence on them at all, because Motorhead became famous like they got really popular in the 70s because they fused punk and metal together as well when they were first starting out. My next favorite song that I liked a lot was "Laugh Track." We actually listened to this song in the car, and I was like, whoa, this guitar part and drum part together, it sounds so similar to that Piss Jeans song.
Yeah, and you showed it to me, and I totally could hear it. Yeah.
And I actually did read a review from, I can't remember, it was some music, it might have been Pitchfork or something, but they also compared Bibb, like, if you like Piss Jeans, you'll like these guys. And I could see that. I just thought it was funny that I was like, oh, I can definitely see that Piss Jeans is an influence on them. This song has a lot of grunts where he's like, ugh!
Yeah.
With the delay, it sounds awesome. And then near the end, this song has an amazing breakdown at the end, and then he inserts himself laughing at the end, like he's like laughing maniacally.
Oh yeah, he sounds like a super villain.
Yeah. And then it ends with the guitar part going dun 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 dun. It's just a cool way to end that song. My last pick is "Love, Peace, and Poetry."
That's so crazy. I chose all three of those songs.
You
too.
did?
Really?
I did.
No,
Wow.
no way.
I was
really.
waiting for that last choice.
Okay, yeah. So "Love, Peace,
That's
and
crazy.
Poetry." This song starts out again with a similar beat to "The Fool." It's kind of a slow building beat, and then the riff is just amazing. It's super catchy. Again, this song reminds me a lot of Motorhead, where you're infusing a little bit of metal with the punk. And there's this one. My favorite part of the song is actually there's this one part where they change it up, and there's this one riff that they play, but they only play it once, and that's why it's so satisfying. Again, it reminds me a lot of just like kind of old school metal bands, and I don't know. I thought that was cool that they infused that with the punk sound that they're going for. And again, like the guttural things that he does, the singer does throughout the album is just really fun and interesting to listen to. He'll throw those in between his vocal parts, and it just gives the songs a little bit of variety. But Court, I know that you were having a hard time because you're like, all these songs sound the same.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Like, I listened to this album 4 times, trying to choose 3 songs because that's what we normally do. And
yeah, so Bib's gonna be like, "Whoa, we got a lot of streams."
yeah,
It's all for you. It's all from you,
some
Court.
guy in Rexburg, Idaho. And it all kind of starts to sound the same. Like, I'm not trying to be overly harsh. I would say this album, and I don't know what their other stuff sounds like very much. You said this is their first album?
Yeah, it's their full length album. They've been
First full length album?
Yeah, Bib's been putting stuff out since like 2016.
Like, there's an element, and you guys might feel differently, but there's an element where it almost feels like noise rock to an extent, like where it just, or maybe not noise rock, but it just feels like there's just all this stuff coming at you at once, and it becomes hard to kind of distinguish the differences between the tracks.
That's
like
the punk vibe, man.
I would agree with that. It's a hard album to listen to altogether, I think.
Yeah.
I like tempo changes and different stuff, which they do a little bit, but it is really similar throughout the whole song.
Well, I mean, after listening to this one and then the Knock Loose one, yeah, there's going to be a big difference. But the fact that it's only 20 minutes long, you can get through it really fast.
But what I will say is, I think going to a live show would knock
fun.
your boots off, and you would have a freaking heck of a time.
I mean, I love this album. I love listening to it.
Yeah.
I mean, they're a great band. I would love to see them.
I feel like it would be really energizing, really fun. We went to a show that was really outside of my normal...
Melt Banana.
We went to Melt Banana, which is this Japanese
noise rock
punk.
And they do a bunch of blast beats.
And not to stray too far off topic, but like when I listened to it on my phone or with my headphones, I just was like, this isn't really my thing. Then I went to the concert, and I had like this basically like spiritual experience listening to this, like
out of body experience.
Like I just you just felt this wave of sound hit you, and it just gets you so pumped up. That's what I felt like the takeaway for me was with this album was like, yeah, if I went to a concert, I think I would love it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure it'd be a much better experience. I feel.
Another cool thing that I wanted to mention as well is, do you guys know what Audio Tree is?
Yeah.
It's a live recording session thing. They were just barely on Audio Tree, actually.
Cool.
They did that in March of this year, and they have a lot of music on there. They got 11 songs, so you can go check that out. And it's a little different. So, like, if you're wanting to hear Bib, but like with a little nicer sound, you can go listen to that.
Interesting.
Because
I should check that out.
Yeah, it's live studio recordings. So
that's cool.
Yeah. And that was another thing that like I had heard the song, and then like right after that, like I saw that they did Audio Tree, and I was like, whoa, this is cool. And then like the fact that, I found out they're from Omaha. That's amazing. Like they're in like the Midwest.
Yeah.
And they're doing this hardcore punk stuff, which is cool. And I'm curious to know what the punk scene is like there. And me and Hadley have a connection because our grandpa's from Lincoln, Nebraska, so we're big Cornhusker fans. And we've been out to Nebraska too. So that was another reason I think too why I picked the album, is just like the connection to Nebraska. So, did you guys have any other final thoughts on this Bib album?
I will say,
Hadley, I can't believe we picked the same songs. That's amazing.
The same songs. I was waiting to see what that last pick was going to be. I don't listen to. I do have some hardcore that I listen to, but it's not necessarily my thing. So I will say it is a little bit out of my comfort zone as well. You generally listen to heavier stuff than that. I don't know if I'll get hate for this or not, but the vocals kind of seemed a little bit Show Me the Body-ish. I thought that was kind of cool in some parts. I thought that was kind of cool because I do like Show Me the Body.
Those guys are cool. I think that I think they're so unique. The fact that he uses delay on like all the songs. Yeah, you can't understand what he's saying, but it's a vibe. And they got the attitude.
I guess the only thing I'll add is the song that I chose that you didn't choose is the song Boiling Point.
Mm-hmm.
I just really liked the percussion on this song. It starts out with this really interesting, where it's just the drums, and I really like that, and then I like the drums throughout it. So yeah, no, I'm glad that you're pushing my boundaries and horizons with
That's
music.
why I wanted to have Hadley on, because he
Yeah.
also pushed mine too a little bit with the metalcore type stuff.
Yeah.
If you ever want to be pushed even farther, just let me know.
What are we gonna listen to? Like some like Siberian goth.
What's the craziest thing you listen to, Hadley?
I guess I don't necessarily listen to anything super crazy, but I
You just have more of that metalcore.
I
kind
do
of
like
sound.
heavy. Like I like a lot of beatdown and deathcore.
And
stuff.
you do like a lot of things with that polished production sound.
I do. Yeah.
And
I'm not used
that's
to
cool.
the
punk
lesser
aesthetic.
known bands, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah.
like the punk. I don't
More
generally
lo-fi.
listen to that as much.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to know if there's like any like not as well known like metalcore bands.
There
So,
are.
like,
I've got a few.
there's a lot like that are like super small that have like
That
less
don't,
than 1,000 monthly listeners,
that don't have as much listeners for sure.
but it's still good music.
Yeah, I mean Spotify. I like Spotify just for the fact that you could just do the like artists, and that's how I find all my music. I'm pretty sure that's how I found Knock Loose. But
Yeah.
it'll
Yeah, I love Spotify.
give
for
you
discovering-
recommendations for different
Yeah.
stuff. But
Yeah, I love Spotify for discovering new artists.
Well, thanks Hadley for being on this episode.
was a lot
of
of fun.
podcast. It
Absolutely.
was super fun. So, guys, go out and check these albums out. And if you like Knock Loose or Bib at all, go check out some of the other bands' releases. I know that Hadley had mentioned that Knocked Loose has a couple albums out. And yeah, Bib has a bunch of other EPs, and they just barely put one out. So they have new music. So go check them out and support them. And if you're able to, go see them live. Go talk to the bands. Maybe buy some merch. Help them out, because that's always good.
Knock Loose is on tour right now.
Yeah,
so
are they coming
they're
anywhere?
coming to Nampa in September.
Okay, so they're coming to Idaho. Okay, cool.
They are.
Bib right now is on tour in Europe, so I looked that up. So I don't know if they're coming out here anytime soon, but if you do make it out to Omaha, Nebraska, you can go see them. They play there a lot. So yeah, so we'll see you guys next time. We're going to have another guest on as well on our next movie episode, so look out
That'll
for
be
that.
fun.
Thanks, guys.